Hey everyone! 2013 is well underway and we got lots of games coming out this year, and one of the games I was looking forward to was Path of Exile. Instead of seeing how the game will turn out in the long run, we'll take the initiative. Let's figure out if the game will be worth your time and money. Mainly time, because Path of Exile is a free-to-play game. So basically, this game is an action RPG. It's similar to the Diablo or the Torchlight games. It's been in a closed beta for a while, but there are lots of people who paid to get access to it. There are 6 classes in the game, and they're associated with 3 attributes: strength, dexterity, and intelligence. Depending on the class, you're associated with either 1 or 2 attributes. So in my case, I chose the Ranger class, and she's associated purely with dexterity. So her passives will revolve around damage, speed, and evasion. From what I can tell, the classes only determine the starting location on the passive skill tree, and this is basically it. As you can see, this thing is massive. The passive skill tree serves as the backbone for your character build, so when you're leveling your character, you don't level up your skills. You simply get a point to move around in the skill tree, and you need to move around so that you can obtain the major skills. These will give you bigger bonuses to your stats than, say, the plus 10 attribute bonuses, so to an extent, this requires some planning beforehand. As for the actual spells and abilities for your hero, these are determined by skill gems. Unlike in the Diablo or the Torchlight games, the gems don't convey bonuses to your attributes, they're used for your abilities instead. You can freely place and remove gems from the sockets, so you don't have to commit to using it on a single item. These gems can also level up, so that's how your abilities will become stronger. It feels really stiff in my opinion. I find it hard to kite against the monsters. That is, I take a shot and there's a noticeable delay before I can actually move back and take another shot. I wouldn't necessarily say that's a bad thing. This could be intentional, but I'm not too sure. I just prefer more fluid movements and more fluid controls, that's all. There is PvP in the game, but I haven't tried it yet. If anyone can comment on this, that would be great. Since the game is using a free-to-play model, the revenue from the game will come from microtransactions. The developers explicitly stated that the game will not be pay to win, and from what I can tell, this seems to be the case. Everything you purchase will not give you a gameplay advantage, so the only thing they're charging for are extra character slots, tabs for your stash, pets, character animations, and alternate effects for your spells. They've been very generous with the character slots and the tabs. You make an account, and right off the bat, you have 24 character slots and 4 tabs for storing items. So if you just want to play the game, you can do that. But if you're the kind of player who just wants to show off, you want to pimp out your characters and show them off to the public, by all means you can do that. Pay for these things and support the developer. The game itself is very stable. I've only been playing for around 12 hours, but the frame rate is very smooth and I've experienced no crashes whatsoever. And there's loads of graphics options, so this should run smoothly with a wide range of hardware. But since the game is still in beta, I would expect to see some bugs. I'm just a bit into Act 2, and I've only played the Ranger class. I would assume there still are some, but I haven't seen any yet, so good for me, I guess. But from what I've seen so far, I'd say this is a pretty good game. Let's figure out how this will do in the short term. In the next 4 to 8 weeks, much of the player base from Diablo 3 and Torchlight 2 will migrate to Path of Exile. Many more people will also try out the game because, after all, it is free to play. You have to try it at least once. I expect the game to have a strong community behind it. There were already a lot of people playing and supporting the game through the closed beta, so the community support for the game is there. A lot of the minor bugs will be fixed during this time. The surge of new players will allow the bugs to be reported faster. Again, I never actually saw any bugs during my time playing, but I'm sure they still exist. As for the long term, within 3 to 6 months, I think we'll see the game's official release. There's going to be a few more tweaks to the balance because, again, there will be more people playing the game, and this means more people experimenting with different things, and it's more likely that someone will figure out an overpowered build for their hero, so then that can be dealt with. I'm also seeing a possibility of new side quests for the earlier acts. The reason I say this is because when I see the map for the first act, only around half of it is being utilized. So it is possible that the map will be filled in with new locations and new side quests. Of course, I can be wrong on this, it's just a hunch. I can't actually comment on the endgame, but I assume it'll be more fleshed out than it already is. The only thing I know is that it's already in the game. If anyone can comment on this, feel free to do so. Overall, I think the game will be a solid release. The relationship between the developers and the community is really good, and with the whole fiasco around Diablo 3 and the Real Money Auction House, I think people will be relieved to know that they can just play the game and fully enjoy it without being pressured to buy anything. In the coming months, I'll be doing a follow-up video to see how accurate the analysis for this game has been, as well as for the other games I'll be covering. So for now, check out Path of Exile, and thanks for watching.